bit about what we were discussing in today's session. My particular area was around the influence of boards and the fact that as a community organisation we have 5 resident board members on our board, which is the largest group, and the influence that they have when they leave the boardroom, I think is one of the greatest aspects of what we do, because they permeate downwards to various other groups, the comms group, the scrutiny panel and what have you. So they're part of the decision-making process, and that's their role, and they can then say to people, well, we made this decision because, and they are the mouthpiece of the organisation and taking things forward. At Phoenix Community Housing, we do everything with tenants. There is nothing that we do without tenants. So as I said, tenants are on the board, they're part of our scrutiny panel, they're part of our communications group. There's no letter that goes out, doesn't go through the comms group, to ensure that when residents receive that, it's clear, plain English, they know what the organisation is looking for. It's no point getting a letter you don't understand. I'm involved in chat and chips. I will go out on the estate with the chip van and talk to residents there. I'm involved in the Gateway Committee where we discuss absolutely everything, and the role of the Gateway Committee is if they see an issue that they feel will affect or concerns residents, they will bring that to the Gateway Committee and ask the board to look into this and give this further scrutiny. And so it's a two-way thing, or the board will say, look, we're going to be looking at, let's say, our development plan, but we want some input from residents at the Gateway Committee. How do we make savings? They want to know how residents' views on things like that. I'm involved on the interview panels. I sit and interview new starters to the organisation. Then we have a new starters lunch where we meet and we talk just generally about who we are, where we've come from, our journey, and then, then we identify together as people. I think the most important thing for landlords to remember when listening to tenants is that tenants also want feedback. They want to know what you did with that information that they gave you. What's happening with it? Is my repair being done? Can it be done? If it can't, why not? So I think that's where the frustrations build up, because residents need to know that you've listened, but also that you're getting back in contact with them. That then saves about 100 phone calls to find out what's going on with my repair if you just feed back to me and let me know. So the advice I'd give to housing professionals is that the first thing they can do is start with possibly a small group of residents and have a conversation with that group of residents. Find out what affects them and their lives. What are the main issues for residents? Once they start the conversation with residents, what are the main issues for you? What impacts your life on a daily basis? What would you like to see changed? Have that conversation. In that conversation, if there's a cost to that, you need to make that clear. This will cost so much. Would you rather this or that? And tenants are educated, well-balanced people who can make these decisions for themselves because they run the household, they run companies, a lot of them, so they're well able to make those decisions. I think the new consumer standards is definitely a way forward in helping landlords to work better with tenants, whether it be housing associations or social housing landlords, to work better with their residents, because for me, I think it forces them to have to speak to the resident, get their input and get their feedback on certain things. So those organisations that currently aren't speaking to residents, this is going to be a huge step for them. If you're already in the process, then it makes you realise that yes, we have to tighten up on some of the things that we do and evidence the fact that we do speak to our residents. I think how landlords can ensure they're listening to a diverse range of their community is to go where people are. As I said, we take our chip van onto the estate where people live, that's where they are, and we let them know we're coming and everyone comes out. We have a consultation with those residents and we speak to them. There's no group that's hard to reach, I find. If you want to speak to a particular group of people, go to where they are. And what I also find is they're very welcoming. They want to talk about their housing issues, but sometimes they feel there may be a barrier in possibly going into the office or going online or anywhere else. But if we go to them, they're happy to open up to us.